My name is Shipra Makkar for all the audience out there. I have been dealing with mental health issues for quite a long time now. And I have felt that mindfulness is something that keeps us grounded.
Mm-hmm.
And gratitude is something that is gonna get to you one way or the other. And it's gonna make you more centered, again, mindful, and a sense of appreciation towards life. So, whenever I'm in my lows, I look for a community who can pull me up. But I never
Mm-hmm.
found any such community in India, to be honest, because India do lack a lot of no.
Yeah.
It's true because India do lack a lot of right resources, and when it comes to communities, there are very few communities, few support groups. So I often seek help from international communities. But again, I wanted something to root from India, and that
Mm-hmm.
is where I come that I should make a community, even though whatever community I want from the people, what I'm expecting from India, why I should not make it myself. And
Yeah.
that's when I came with this idea, the eternal gratitude. And it was my friend, and we were thinking of names, and we were like, what should be the good name? And gratitude always pulls me up. So whenever I'm in my lows, so I will do a 21-day gratitude journey with my friend or by myself. I'll be definitely up at the end of the 21 days. I'll be like, okay, I'm good in life. So
Mm-hmm.
that's one thing that always helps me. And so that's where we came up with the eternal gratitude, wherein we offer people 21-day gratitude journeys and with different prompts. So I used to offer these to international communities, and now I am starting within India. And it is done at a very nominal costing, and the community sense of community is instilled in people. So where in week 1, week 2, and week 3, there are different types of prompts given and group activities that are organized.
Oh, okay. So likewise, like India, like you told about the India, like people are very conservative, right? Like they don't talk about the psychological things in the mind of people. And I think that's why you moved out to like a foreign country, right? Like for the asking help or something, or it was like, or your family supported in this, like when you were in that phase or something. So like, was your family supportive, or you seek like first help from outside, then from the family?
I will be very, very honest.
Yeah.
If I'm not sure, let me confirm with you if I understood the question correctly. Are you talking about my mental health journey or the tools, the help of tools that I received from outside?
Actually, I'm talking about both.
Okay, so firstly, I'll cover the tools because as we're talking about the eternal gratitude. So, whenever
Hmm.
it comes to the solutions, I don't think that people are more aware. They can be accepting, they can be very acceptive towards what I'm going through, my loved
Hmm.
ones, but I don't think anyone has understood. So,
Yeah.
it is completely that I seek help from the international communities. I've never felt safe in my real life. I only feel safe in communities, only in communities, and that's where the role of community in internet. I'm part of various international communities, and I often take part in various group meetings and all of that. And they're wonderful people, and I'm undergoing through a lot of training so that I can instill that community sense in India because people crave that here too. It's just that a
Yeah.
little of education gap is there. Just that
Yeah.
once the people are educated, they will be on the right track.
Hmm.
So.
Yeah. And about the family thing, like when you were going through that phase, like family supported you or not?
So I was 17, first of all.
Oh, okay.
I moved to Bangalore from a very small town, which is named as Shabad. And I moved, imagine a 17-year-old girl moving to a completely new city, Bangalore. And it was very, very new. And I had a cultural shock there. When I came back, I had a reverse cultural shock. And so it was my mother, honestly, who recognized that I was very, very need of help. Once I reached out to the professional help, then it was a journey of me and my professional helps. Then it was my own journey. Then I owned it.
Hmm.
Then I owned it like nothing else. I remember I have been owning this journey like forever, but till the time I reach the right support, and till the time I recognize that this is a problem that needs to be solved or that needs to be worked on, and there is some issues definitely here. Once I reached a professional, damn, that was so easy then. Not like that easy that it made the
Mhm.
entire process easier. No, the next 10 years were like, not 10 years, but like 8 years were like difficult. But again,
Mhm.
with the right help, you feel the journey is doable.
So, like, if you don't mind, can you like please elaborate like what happened, like about that phase you're talking about? Like, what was the issue? If you don't want to answer, it's okay. But like, what happened and what made you think like that, and what type of thoughts that were coming that time in your mind, and like when does it all started, or like how you like you were telling me how you overcome. But like, I want to know like when it just all started and why it happened, like all the.
So the root issues started very long back, very, very long back. It's still in my subconscious, and it's still that I work on every day. But when it comes to recognizing my mind, so, you know, I'll be very, very honest. I
Yeah.
I was very unaware that I have a mind. We are all aware of that we have a
Yeah.
mind, but are we aware of the power of mind? No, we are not, because we are so scared to tap into it that it will
Yeah.
scare the hell out of us.
Hmm.
I remember on my flight to Bangalore, I picked up a book by Deep Trivedi. It was I Am the Mind. And Deep Trivedi is a wonderful writer who has broken the world record of giving as many lectures on Bhagavad Gita. And but the psychological take of his on life and on mind, mental health, Gita, and all of that. I remember I was on flight. I picked up that book on the airport and I was turning the page. It blew my mind off. It
Hmm.
scared me. It was how whatever I have lived in my entire life was in my mind.
Okay.
So even when it comes to religion, in the very first chapter, even before the first chapter, in the introduction, it was given that the religious beliefs, how it is formed in mind and all of that, and it's a whole lot of story. And we can choose not to talk about it right now because it will dive on into a completely different topic. But again, coming back to what we are discussing, so it gave me, I kept the book off my shelf for next 8 years. I took the book
Hmm.
now because I feel like I'm ready to take on it. It took me 8 years to understand and be compassionate to my mind. We are all aware of that we have a mind, body, and soul. But are
Yeah.
we aware of the importance and the whatever things that happens within the mind and body and soul? So once you realize that, I think you are unstoppable.
Okay. And like, so the religious thing comes. So are you a spiritual or no?
I
Or like
am
mid, or like you're fully like follow the religion or not? Like,
that depends upon the definition of spiritual because people do not have the true understanding. See, I was very, very young when I realized that the definitions are very subjective to people. Each one has their own definitions of single words. So even
mhm,
if it comes to beauty, for me, would be something else. For you, beauty would be something else.
yeah.
Completely different. Confidence would be
Hmm.
something else. Confidence would be
Yeah.
something else for you. So again, when coming to spiritual person, for me, spiritual is connected to your soul. I'm a very, very spiritual person. I feel like I am always trying to feed my soul. If my soul is not satisfied, I will not be satisfied. If it does not sync with my higher alignment, if it does not sync with my higher purpose, that thing is not for me. Whether it's a person, whether it's a job, whether it's something or the other. And if it syncs with me, I'm definitely on board. Like, for example, you pinged me, and I remember just asking you, what's the purpose and what's going on, and how did you come up with this idea? And you told me, and I was immediately on board because I knew that I was looking for a platform like this. And I was trying to
Hmm.
make a platform, but it's too difficult for a independent human to do it by themselves because we are social
Yeah.
human beings. And
Mhm.
I'm glad you picked up this platform, and I'm glad you take on this initiative to bring people, and because it's going to help a lot of people get through the perspectives of South Asians and what we think, because you are also from India.
Yeah, I'm also from like just your joining city, like Kurukshetra, right?
Yeah,
Like, so
exactly.
I know about the mentality of people in that region and everything. And yeah, I was like, so we talked about religious. Like, do you read like religious books or like holy book like Bhagavad Gita or Ramayana or something, or no? Or you're like into the modern world or something like that?
I think this question does not exist for me, to be honest. I have been on this journey of self discovery for quite a long time now. I remember, this journey, again, in the words of Sadhguru, if people
Mm-hmm.
read, because we are living in a vast world and there are views of every people out there. And I heard him on one sentence. People asked him, if you are an atheist, and he said, the people who believe in God or do not believe there is God, either way, it's a belief. You don't know. You
Yeah.
still say it's a belief because you're not 100% sure. Nobody has seen it. And I respect people's beliefs. So when it's my own self journey, it's a journey of
Mm-hmm.
continuous. It's not like I am preaching something. I cannot preach something until I'm fully aware of what I'm putting into
Yeah.
myself. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and I can read Bhagavad Gita. I have my Bhagavad Gita in English, and I took it from a big saint in you know India itself, and it's there. I have not read it, I'll be honest, but I do not have any issues. It's a mythology. Again,
Mm-hmm.
it's a mythology. And having studied at one of the finest universities of my country in Bangalore, I mean, kudos. Kudos to Christ, and because it put the values, it put the enlightenment, awareness that you have to choose your own path. There is no
Mm-hmm.
fixed path. Even my family is very, very religious. I'm not a religious person, but if they do give me prasad, I will
Yeah.
happily take it.
Yeah.
I
So you're
love
just like
eating it.
not, yeah. So you're not against it and you are not the biggest follower. It's just like, it just exists and you are okay with that, right?
See, if answering what is my belief,
Mm-hmm.
that is very different. But I am answering your question, which is
Mm-hmm.
I am okay whether people are believing it, people are not believing it. That's their choice. Whether I believe it or not, that's my own journey that I'm still discovering. Because
Oh,
I am
okay.
also not God. I am not God.
Mm-hmm.
I have not seen God. I do believe in humanity. I do believe in humanity. I feel like humanity is the biggest religion. If anyone wants to follow a religion, it should be humanity.
Yeah.
Because any being, any living being that is present on this earth is living its own life through that living structure, even if it's an animal, bird, or a
The
human
course
being.
you
For
making and the course you like giving people, so how did you research about it? Like, did you ask from people from like various profession, or you researched it yourself like from the online platform? Like, how did you made that course, or how did you find that?
I feel it was in 2020 when I was doing
Mm-hmm.
a course of happiness, a life of happiness and fulfillment by
Mm-hmm.
Professor Raj Raghunathan, and he's the happiness coach and professor in University of Texas, US. Um, I am still in touch with him, and in his course, he mentioned in a lecture that if you are in your lows, you need to practice self compassion, and if you're in your highs, you need to practice gratitude.
Oh, nice.
That's where the journey began. And that's where I first felt the sense of community. In the entire lockdown, it was
Mm-hmm.
a wonderful period. I mean, I know people have gone through terrible stuff, but for me personally, it was a very different journey. It was a very, very, very different journey where in 24 by 7, we are in touch with people from all across the globe. We are experiencing different cultures, the food, the practices, the exercise, yoga, meditation. We're doing everything together, whether it's the news all across the globe, we are discussing it in a very structured way where nobody is getting triggered and in a very structured environment, I would
Mm-hmm.
say, because people were very, very self aware that what they were putting themselves into. And what community is not made by one person. Let me be very clear.
Yep.
It's
Mm-hmm.
never made by one person. I can always initiate, I can give a platform to people. But to take advantage of that platform, to make use of that platform, and to make use of those practices, it's their call. And when they step into that community with me, I feel like the course structure, I myself learn every day. There are a lot of organizations all across the globe. Action for Happiness, NAMI. Oh my God, that organization, National Alliance on Mental Illness. I love that organization. The chief medical officer of that organization, Ken Duckworth, is a wonderful person. His books, and it's scientifically proven that gratitude helps you. It's scientifically proven that gratitude will help you improve your mental health, happiness, peace, and relationship with yourself by 100 times for sure. Just tap into the 21-day gratitude journey with me and you will see the change. And it's not that me that I'm offering something different.
Mm-hmm.
It's a practice that has been going on for years.
So
And
it's universal.
exactly, it's very, very universal. 21 day, and if you know, 21 days are enough to make a habit, to form a habit, and
Mm-hmm.
to change the course of your life. You know, it's a magic number. It's the universe
Yep.
favorite number, 21. Just research
Mm-hmm.
about it. It's the law of universe, and 21 is the magic number of the universe. 21 into 21. So I am making the community in Chandigarh here in India, and I have named the group 21 into 21 gratitude, community.
Mm-hmm.
And it's wonderful. People are joining in, and I would like more people to explore into that platform, because oftentimes we do talk about the problems, we do talk about the psychological issues, but do we talk about the positive psychology? The
And
tool
gratitude.
gratitude is sure one of them because it helps me. And I
Mm-hmm.
always have these discovery calls with my clients, with the people in the group, that how much gratitude as a tool helps you. And for me, it's 90%.
Mm-hmm.
90% it helps me as a tool. It's a mindful tool again. And writing again helps me. I am giving 21 days to my community and the rest number of days to myself for to gain my energy back, I would say.
And so, so you told me about like community, like when you started this, like when you thought like, okay, I'm gonna build this community and I'm gonna help people. So, what were the challenges you faced?
Major challenges to bring people on board.
Mm-hmm.
And I often feel that they should be aware, they should be educated,
Mm-hmm.
and that's where I am coming up with a educational course on this, maybe
Mm-hmm.
a few months down the line, maybe, because I'm still researching on it, that how to make it more accessible to people and how people will
Mm-hmm.
tap into it. I am a part of a lot of other platforms. There's a Singapore based community who has sponsored me, the membership of their platform, and I'm still working on it, how to generate the leads, how to gather people, and how to put them in a group together in a community. So there are various community platforms, so how to put them into together, the monetizing of it, the everything that goes into, the scaling, the sliding scales of
Mm-hmm.
the membership fees and everything. So there are a lot of challenges, of course, a lot of challenges, because community building in itself is a career, you know. So
Right.
international, I'm trying to go into international community building, because I feel
Hmm.
like it should be a community rooting from India, but
Grows
it should be
everywhere.
connected. Exactly. It should be connected to the entire world,
Yeah.
because the world is a global village, for me at
Yeah.
least. I can talk to people to any part of the country,
Hmm.
any part of the world. So I feel like it should be that way. Oftentimes want to say no, but Indians have this, not Indians, I would be very specific in this. A lot of cultures, entire the globe, all around the universe, have this habit of saying yes.
Hmm.
And it's a disease.
Including me.
It's a disease. For sure, it's a disease. We suppose, and I write it down. For me, I had this habit a couple of months back, a couple of weeks back, in fact, that I would say, it's okay, no worries, no problem. And even though it is a problem, so now, why should I say it's okay, no worries? It is a worry. So you should be accountable for yourself.
Hmm.
If I am being accountable, if I do a mistake, if I do something that puts some other person in trouble, I'll be very accountable. I'll own my mistake. I'll say sorry. I'll make it up to that person. I'll work on that thing if I want to keep that relationship. But when it comes to if it is a worry and the other person is not being accountable, then it's your own. The ball is in your court. Take it or leave it. That way.
Yeah, I saw this in Canada. Like people are very straightforward. Like they will say no to on your face, like anything. But like in India, I think it's because of the like your upbringing. It's just like you have to obey everyone. You have to respect everyone. It's just in our mind from like when we grow up by our parents. I think that's the case for the Indian people. Like it's just about your like parents say, oh, you have to respect your elder. You cannot say no, or you have to do this thing, or you have to do in a certain way, and you have to be polite and everything. I think that's the scenario, because when I came to Canada, people just like if they're not comfortable, they say no
Yes.
straight. But like if I come to myself, like even though I know this person is not going to help me when I'm going to need him, I'll say yes. And then I'll after then I
Yes.
realize, oh, why did I do that? It's like that. I think it's because of the
Upbringing.
like yeah.
So I must appreciate you because you are very, very right in this. And I remember 2 years back,
Hmm.
I started this habit with all my younger siblings. India is very family oriented society. People are well connected. The relatives are going to ask you questions, even though they do not have any right to.
Yeah.
And with my siblings, I often tell them to say no as often as possible. They were like 13 or 14 when they started saying no. And to any young kid in my family, specifically in my maternal family, if you call them up and you will say that I want this, they will say for the first answer will be no. And then I told them, firstly, it was very funny because I would ask them, can you get me a glass of water? And they'll be like, no. And then I made them sit and I asked them, you have to choose your yeses very, very selectively. See where you want to say yes. See where you want
Hmm.
to invest your energy and time and space. It's not like you can say no to the world and you can just lie back and relax and you can just chill. You have to say yes to the projects, the things that make you happy. And then they are choosing and they are on the journey. And I do not force them, I do not impose anything on them, but I do stand by them. And I want to become a part of their journey.
And like now we're gonna talk about the course. Like you said, like it's gonna be online soon. You are working on it, and
Mhm.
like so, I'm gonna ask you like with your like if you wanna share like is there any like previous client that you dealt with and it was like they were in worse and that like you helped them a lot, or so that might help your course to like upgrade it like within the people they can relate to it, right? If you want to share like
Definitely, and in fact, most of
through.
my the badge, the September gratitude badge of 2023, I'm getting the video testimonials from people, and I just put a message. I just notify them that will it be okay if I get a video testimonial? of how you're feeling, and there's no pressure that you have to say good things, bad things. Be as transparent as your journey
Mhm.
was. And I have received massive feedbacks that how it has helped them.
Mhm.
And I'm uploading the video testimonials on my YouTube channel still. But it's gonna the more videos are coming in, I'm gonna put them on,
Mhm.
and I hope it makes people realize that gratitude is a very, very important tool that we should
Mhm.
use in our day-to-day lives. Because there are 24 hours in a day. Anything can go wrong, but there will
Yeah.
be 10,000 things that could go right also.
Yep.
It's just that the lens with which we see.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And so, and your course, like, does it mainly focus on like teenagers or like all the age group or adults or whatsoever? Like,
So in communities, there is no age barriers. I never had age barriers in
mm-hmm.
my any of my communities which I am a part of, or I do not want to put any age barriers on people. And there is
Mm-hmm.
no kind of pressure. Even if you would not believe, Harsh, that you know, even while we were doing the course, 21-day course, and there were different sets of activities that were involved, and people, some of them were not involved. And starting in the starting, they were very, very apologetic about it. Shipra, I'm so sorry that I could not join. And I give them the space. I say, take all the space you want in this world.
Mm-hmm.
This is your space. So
Mm-hmm.
then they started looking inwards, and they started checking within their body that, Shipra, today I don't feel like putting the energy into this thing. So I'm going to take a rain check. And I was so proud. I was like, that's the spirit. It's not like I want to push you into something. I want to just bind you into something, put you in a controlled environment or whatever it is. But I want you to be free. I want you to go on a journey of self discovery. And that's where the USP of my course is. See, I know that there are a lot of communities who are more experienced, who have more expertise and have a lot of professionals attached to them. But this is me, a normal
Mm-hmm.
human rooting from India, coming up with a community that she needed the most in the world but could not find. So she made up a community.
Mm-hmm.
She made up a community that she wanted, and she is offering that community to the other people. And that
Mm-hmm.
comes with a first-hand experience.
Okay, and for now, like within your community, what do you think there? What are the like most majority of people, like which age group they are? Like, if I wanna ask you, like,
25 to 45. I would say it's
sorry, I didn't get you.
25 to 45.
For okay,
25 to
so
45.
there are like less number of teens. You say they're like more mature people right now, right?
Yeah, I would
And
say
does
so.
you?
As such, there is no barrier. I do have
Mhm.
an 21-year-old, but I'm just giving you an average.
Mhm, yeah, yeah. Does you even the like? Does you feel like teenagers need it more, or like the certain group of people need it more? It's just like random, like anyone can need it. It's just like that.
Of course, I feel like when the practices like these are cultivated in people since a younger age, it has a
Mhm,
massive impact.
mhm,
Because suppose if you're taught meditation from a very young age,
mhm,
there will be no violence in this world. If every a 5-year-old or 6-year-old kid is taught meditation, there will be no violence in this universe. There is no
oh,
absolutely no way that a child can become on a terrorist if he or she is meditating.
mhm,
So if obviously for obvious reasons, if teenagers practice this, they're going to have a massive impact on their mental health, the way they
mhm,
manage their things. So it's not just, I would say they should take part at least once so that they are aware that whenever a problem comes, a challenge comes, they can tap into that journey back.
okay. So
But
it's
in
just like it's more
Mhm.
beneficial if you cultivate them at the younger age, but like whenever they join or whenever they
Yeah,
feel like they can join and they just like experience it once, right? You're saying like,
definitely.
yeah, like I think that's the good part. There's no pressure on someone. If you want to come, you can just join and you can feel it, and if you feel it more, you, and if you want to come again, and you are like more than happy to come again, it's just like that, right?
Exactly. And one more thing, Hirsch, I would say there are two more factors that I want to, share on this platform. One, people, I'm creating a platform wherein people can can remain a part of that community, wherein they
Mm-hmm.
can interact with each other. Community is not one person lecturing the entire world. That's not
Yep.
community. It's just
Mm-hmm.
me introducing that concept to the world. It's just me sharing the resources that I have never had, but I had to research, and now I have those resources and I'm just sharing it with the world. So
Mm-hmm.
one, that I will be offering a platform wherein it's I'm still figuring out, there are a lot of platforms out there. So I'm still figuring out the market. I'm still figuring out what's the best way out. So one, there will be the platform where they can interact with each other, where they can get daily gratitude prompts, they can get daily meditations, there will be a directory link
A
for
question for
all they
you.
have.
So now, like, if you are building everything, so is it only you that you're doing everything, like researching and then finding factors to broadcast, or you have someone like, suppose a partner or someone like who is helping you out in this scenario, like how you're gonna broadcast, how you're gonna bring people, and doing research and making course and anything. So is it only you that doing everything alone?
Right now, it is me, but I am looking for the co-founders and I am looking for the people who can bring in their energy, efforts, and time into this platform. So I'm going to open up the opportunities soon on platforms like LinkedIn and on different
Mhm.
platforms. So people who want to join and people who want to make their career in international community building, or they're willing to help people through mental health sector,
Mhm.
they're more than welcome. They're more than welcome to do it. So I'm going to put
Mhm.
that form out, put that information out in a couple of weeks, and they're going to get that soon.
So now, like currently, it's you. Like you're doing everything. That's great. Like like sometimes people just like, first they want to find people to make everything, and then they start doing. But like only few people just started, right? So like you found it by yourself. I mean, that's great, and everyone should be proud of you and your family too.
Thank you so
And
much.
yep. So here we can. I think I'm good
Wrap
with
it up.
everything now. Yep.
Yeah. And it was a wonderful conversation. And I feel like even though you have, I would want to appreciate you, even though you would have come from a country, the same country like me, the same region, we're from the same town, we're from the same district, and I would say the amount of self awareness you have and the amount of resilience it takes to keep on going in a foreign country, in a foreign land, it's is commendable. And kudos to you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for having me. Bye bye.
Let's wrap it up.